Hey everybody, my name's Ed. Okay, so we're going to do another random comics walkthrough. This one's going to be Ms. Marvel number 11 from 2007 here. Okay, so look here, we've got Back in Black 2007. This was a storyline, I believe, where Peter Parker went back to the black costume, the Black Venom costume. I didn't read it, but I'm pretty sure it was to coincide with the third Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movie by Sam Raimi, and the one where Topher Grace becomes Venom. Okay, so and this character here, I believe her name was Arena. I think she had a short-lived comic, like at the time, like maybe I'm not sure if it went more than a half a dozen to a dozen issues or so. But okay, she's guest starring here. Okay, so an ad for Stan Lee's Mosaic. I'm not too sure what this is. I think this had something to do with Stan Lee had a company like Stan Lee Presents or Stan Lee Entertainment or something like that. And I think this is what this was all about. You just got this little package here that looks like it's got some CD-ROMs and interviews and comics and stuff from Stan. All right. Okay, nice little inset here by Frank Cho. Story here is by Brian Reed. The art is Roberto Della Torre, inking John Sabal, and the doesn't it say the cover? Oh yeah, here the cover by Travel Foreman. All right. Okay, so anyway, what's going on? They're recovering from last issue's big fight, and they kind of smashed up this guy's restaurant or cafe or whatever. And if you look at the contractors, you see they've got these kind of logos in their suits and things. I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be Damage Control. Damage Control is the company in the Marvel Universe that kind of comes around and fixes things after all the superhero fights. They did like this kind of tongue-in-cheek comedy miniseries a few years before this. I never read it, but I've heard good things about it. So maybe one of these days I'll get around to it. But anyway, so here's Carol Danvers. Here's Ms. Marvel. She comes back to say, "I'm sorry, this, that, and the other thing." She comes to talk to the owner. They've kind of hit it off before, and so they're having a nice little chat, and they decide they're going to go out for lunch or dinner or whatever. His name is William Wagner. All right. This is an ad for a movie called The Messengers with Kristen Stewart. I can't remember this movie. I don't remember it coming out or ever seeing it or anything like that. But anyway, so now we transition to underneath the sewers, deep underneath the city streets. We run across an AIM secret base or whatever. This is when AIM was still kind of the bad guys. They're like mad scientists, terrorist type guys. They make weapons of mass destruction and whatnot for other people, and sometimes they use them themselves for their plans and whatnot. Excuse me. And here they're keeping an eye on Doomsday Man. Doomsday Man is a character that existed in the older Ms. Marvel comics. He was mostly just kind of like an evil robot or whatever, but they've captured him, and they're taking him apart or experimenting on him or whatever for their own needs. Here we've got an ad for a Hellboy animated series, voices by Ron Perlman and Selma Blair. Okay, all right. Anyway, we learned that inside of Robot Man is a dude named Kerwin Corman, who his body is kind of keeping the robot alive or whatever. He's just a vegetable. But so I guess that would make at this point it would make him Robot Man a pseudo cyborg. I guess I don't know. All right. Amazing Spider-Man magnetic drawing board. All right. But like I said, they're checking out Robot Man. They're running whatever experiments they have, and all of a sudden, Robot Man goes back online. Spider-Man train set. Is that what that is? Yeah, Spider-Man train set. Okay. All right. And yeah, so he's online again. It's I beg for death. I pray for death. And yet I live. Why? He's about to go on a rampage. Okay, in this page here, we see what's going on inside the mind of Robot Man. So we've got Corman's consciousness, and then we've got the AI's consciousness, and they're going back and forth over who's going to be controlling the robot body, right? Okay. So here we go back to where Carol Danvers and the dude are having dinner. And this is actually my favorite part of this comic. You don't get this a lot in mainstream superhero comics a lot, where you just have the hero interacting with a supporting cast member. It's just a normal setting, the hero interacting with normal civilians or society. And I guess there's probably a number of reasons for that, but I actually would like to see that a little bit more. Here they're just talking about, they're having their conversation. This is kind of funny. She's going, oh, I thought everybody knew that. Nobody gets call signs like Maverick or Iceman. She's basically talking about how she used to be in the Air Force or whatever. And the captions here, how she's talking about how nice it is to talk to somebody just about regular stuff, not about the Avengers, not about superpowers, what have you. And she's telling him this guy, her call sign was cheeseburger or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And so on and so forth. Okay. William, the guy who owns a restaurant, and Carol, who used to be in the Air Force. It was good. All right. And then the edibles kick in. All right. So anyway, the date goes good. They go back to her place. There's some noise. She becomes Ms. Marvel. And excuse me, sorry about all this coughing. We get Arena, and she's captured one of these AIM guys. So the date's over, and I guess Arena was hanging around because she was waiting for Carol to come home, because they were going to go out on patrol. I guess Carol was sort of mentoring her. She's like, oh, I'm sorry, I forgot I actually had a date, la-di-da. But then they decide to figure out what's going on with this AIM guy. And long story short, he's like, yeah, we captured, we captured Robot Man. He's gone berserk. We know you used to fight him. So that's kind of why I came over here. This is an ad for, what is this an ad for? This is an ad for E-Music, independent music. #1 site for independent music. Okay. This is guy Moby. I know he had he had one or two hits that went like mainstream or whatever early in the late 90s, early 2000s. Remember that Eminem song? Was it Without Me? I don't know. Give it up, Moby, you're too old. Nobody listens to techno. Or something. Alright. So anyway, they're talking to the AIM guy. He's telling him what's going on. And then he kind of disappears. It's like, that sounds like a trap. And I was like, yes, of course, whatever. This is the old cliche of, don't go, it sounds like a trap. I must go. Da, da, da. Anyway, back at the AIM base, Robot Man's going on a rampage. And again, inside, Corman's consciousness and the AI's consciousness are fighting for control. Da, da, da. Then, so here's Ms. Marvel and Arena. They go to the location. This is kind of cute here. She's like, if I'm not back in 5 minutes, I want you to dial 1963. What's that do? It speed dials Tony Stark. You want me to call Iron Man? Of course, the big joke about that is if you know your Iron Man history, 1963 in real life is when the Iron Man comics first started being published. All right, okay, so Ms. Marvel goes in. What's going on? La di da. Robot Man has smashed a bunch of people. Here comes Ms. Marvel. All right. And he's like, say hello to my little friends. And he's kind of raised the dead somehow. All right. And then it's to be continued. What's this? Ads for Sonic figurines, I guess. Okay. Letters page. Greg Horn cover for next issue. It's kind of wonky. It's not bad. Excuse me. Greg Horn was known for doing these kind of hot cha cha covers, and 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 yeah, some of them were good. Some of them were not so great, but okay. Robots, zombies, and sidekicks. Oh my! All right. This is another game. The Dynamic Duel in the palm of your hands. Alright. Limited edition official game cards inside. Alright, I think that's it. Okay. An ad for the Iron Man animated DVD. This cover art is by Joe Quesada. I actually remember renting this and watching this, but I tell you, for the life of me, I couldn't tell you what the plot was or anything. I can't remember anything about it. It was like so mediocre. All right, so then that's it. I got to thank you very much for watching. I do appreciate it. Everybody have a good day.